What's up there, Global Nobles? How's it going there, YouTube Nation? So, we're back at it again with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, the ultimate life and death fight. Now, definitely there has been quite brand new improvements that it is in the new monthly second update. Now, the developers were gonna delay this for next week, and it was posted in the forums, but apparently, they went ahead and pretty much pushed out the update anyways. So we're at 2.3.28, and definitely there is tons and tons of improvements, added new content, brand new gameplay, and definitely tons of stuff that we have to talk about. So let's just get to it. Alright, so we're definitely at it with another round of Battlegrounds. So let's talk about most of the stuff that has been going on, and with the brand new updates, what are we looking at? So again, last week we've had some improvements when it came to server side. So we had server side improvements that pretty much didn't pertain to client. Most of those client issues pretty much get ironed out server side, and they went ahead and tried to do that. But apparently a lot of the people in the forums claim that the PlayerUnknown's Battleground servers are played on potato servers, and pretty much the developers came out to address this, that basically they do have the best they have the highest possible spec machines that AWS offers. So again, they're trying to also work out most of the lag and outcry issues that a lot of people have been wondering about. So let's just move aside. So let's go ahead and talk about most of the client performance. So they improved CPU usage for world level streaming. I'm guessing, when it came down to how the CPU pretty much reacts within the game, and then I'm guessing with all of the inline streaming that you get to see how the world renders and stuff like that. So I mean, I do see something of that sort. The world does show up, and now I actually do see the borderline. I'm not sure if that is supposed to be seen, but I actually do see the outline of the border box and how far you can and cannot go. Alright, so they've improved rendering performance of fences. Now I'm guessing some of the fences that were there in the world really much never showed up on your screen, or so the fence would just be below ground while you're just there looking like, wait, there used to be a fence here, what happened to it? And it would never just show up. So they've also improved rendering performance of grass. As most of you know, sometimes grass can be one of those annoying things that you see. They grow everywhere. They grow underground. They grow all over the tree. They grow all over the freaking tables, and you're just there wondering like, what? This is not supposed to happen. Well, it did, and they fixed it. They've also improved the rendering performance for weapons and attachments seen at a distance. Now, this became like a huge issue for me, and I'm glad that they fixed it, but there were attachments that never pretty much showed up in the world. I would have to actually press the tab button to at least look to see if there was an attachment or if there was a weapon that was close by. And like I said, I'm glad that they fixed this, because this issue was an annoying one when it came to it. They've also improved rendering performance by modifying certain weapons and vehicles that were unnecessarily rendered at a distance. So I'm guessing, there was a lot of stuff that just didn't come into your screen, but it was really there, and most of that stuff was just pretty much left in the dark. And yeah, they went ahead and took care of that for you guys. They've also improved character animation and animation performance. So I'm guessing uh, most of you were pretty much in the dark when you loved the way that when you punch somebody, their the character would just do this jellyfish kind of movement. You know, they would do this weird thing, and you're just there left wondering like, what? That's funny. I like that. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, that's a cool thing that they improved, and improved effects performance. Now that's pretty much self-explanatory there. If you ever thrown a flashbang, or if you ever thrown if you ever actually quite to throw, like, you know, some sort of some pyrotechnics here and there, and you get to see yourself pretty much be glorified by the performance of that grenade, flashbang, or smoke that you throw out into the world. And apparently that's been improved. Improved the performance of teammate nameplate minimap in the game. So I'm guessing most of you pretty much told the developers that you guys can't see your teammates, or you guys can't see the names of your teammates, or half of the times your teammates are probably AFK, Leroy Jenkins style, and you're probably wondering whatever happened to my teammate and where is he in the world. So, you know, they went ahead and they ironed out that bug for you, even though I don't think it was really a bug. It was purely mere issues of lack of teamwork play, you know? Hey. Alright, so now that we've actually, took care of all of those issues that were seen in, we're moving on to content. Now, a lot of you are pretty much here for this, but there was a huge content adaptation when it came down to certain things. So they added a VSS, a suppressored sniper rifle with a permanent 4x scope and chambered for 9mm ammo. This new weapon can be found in care packages as well as rare loot spawn. They've also added the motorbike. Now, that motorbike is pretty much the same motorcycle, except that you don't have a two-seater. It's basically a single-seater, and that's what you get. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. So that's pretty much all of the content that has been added. Now, there has been tons of gameplay and performance updates, and one has to be the reduced the moving speed of the 2 final play zones for better engagement during endgame. Now, I remember this being an issue, and most of what they ended up doing was they sped up the way that you ran. So, like, during the end game plays, you would be able to run a little bit quicker, even though a lot of the people, even myself, didn't see a difference in running. Like, I didn't see any performance updates or any improvements when it came to running at the end of gameplay. Like, at the end of the round, or the end of the whatever you want to call it, you had the option to basically you had the option to run a little bit quicker, and that really never came through. So I'm guessing they ended up slowing down the speed of how the circle pretty much reaches you. So a lot of people say, yeah, the gas is going too quick. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. It's not called a gas ring, it is actually an electrified fence. So there's quite much of a difference from what you guys see or think when it comes to playing player unknowns, and mistakenly think that the ring is called gas instead of it being an electrified fence. This isn't H1Z1's King of the Kill, where you actually have to run away from gas. It's an electric fence that you run away from. But anyways, that's not here nor there. So they went ahead and improved that, so glad to know. Um, they made a balance pass on certain weapons. One had to be the Vector. Now the Vector has reduced the bullet damage slightly, but increased deviation per gain shot. So I'm guessing a lot of you have been using the Vector pretty widely, and you know, a lot of the people complained that it became an OP weapon. Thank you, people. Thank you, everyone who actually decided to think that when there was no... I didn't see anything wrong with the Vector, except that if you had a potato aim, you pretty much couldn't get your shots in correctly. But if you didn't have a potato aim and you shot the weapon, then you can see yourself getting quite a few kills and you know, be a step ahead on your way to getting a chicken dinner. They've also reduced the bullet they've also pretty much reduced the bullet range damage on the Winchester S686 and the S12K, and they also reduced a pallet damage slightly for the AKM. So it's basically the weapon that I'm using right now. There will be you know, it just depends on the person, honestly. Like, you know, if they like it, you're gonna see like a huge uproar. If it's not on Twitter, it's on Reddit. If it's not on the Reddit, it's on the forums. So you're gonna see that. You're gonna see tons of that. They've also fixed an issue where players' alive count would reduce when a player is disconnected. Now the count will only go down upon a player's death. Okay, so you guys are gonna notice quite a few changes when it comes down to that. You know, it's pretty good, to be honest. So let's see how that plays out. Oops, didn't mean to pick that back up. Now we're on to the action and gameplay, or gunplay is what they would say. Now players can stock attachments on the following weapons. They can also you guys can also find new attachments on set, because this actually coincides with new content that they added, and one has to do with the SKS. They added a cheek. They've added a cheek pad to the SKS, so it actually makes it more stable when you're laying down or when you're trying to snipe your latest dinner from far away. You can actually put in a cheek pad and pretty much get the effects that you would need for that kill shot. They've also added a tactical stock. You know, this is something that you can add to the M416. If you guys ever seen the back attachment to that 416, you guys can now add that to the Vector. Now the Vector is pretty much, like I said, an awesome weapon, and you know, it's basically what it is, right? They've also adjusted the color of aiming point for basic crossbow scope. They also added a new scope rendering method. Now, if you guys haven't checked out their Twitter page, you guys should, because you guys can tell the difference of how the aiming performed before and now the after effects of how the aiming is done. So you guys will be pleased to know that they've actually fixed tons and tons of issues when it came down to it. So I'm glad for that, and I can't wait to see it. But they've also added a new ADS view, and they also modified the recoil for the following weapons, which is the AKM, the SCAR L, the M16, and the M416. They've also fixed an issue allowing players to zoom in with right click when waiting before throwing a grenade. They also fixed an issue with, decreasing the time to ADS when using the 2x scope. And that's pretty much it with the action and gunplay. So that's basically what you get from all of that. Now we're moving into the vehicles. They added a punctured wheel effect and sound. They actually added burnt markings to vehicle after being destroyed. They've also added the motorbike number plate image, so I'm guessing the motorbike never really had a license plate and it was unregistered, and there'd be times that other players would pull you over just to ask you for your license and registration, and the reason why they pulled you over is because your motorbike didn't have a license plate. So they added that. Vehicles will, when a vehicle explodes, defenses near the vehicle will now be destroyed. So they've actually added effects to that. They added, okay, so this actually comes to the world updates. So, they added a new vegetation to the lobby. I have no clue what they added when it comes to that, but apparently they did. When it comes to the user interface, okay, players can press delete to remove the marker placed on the world map. They've adjusted the transparency of the minimap grid and coordinates text to make the map more visible. They've also added a dotted line towards the next zone on the minimap. They've also modified the icon design of the first aid kit. They added a Thai language in the language options. Added new key bindings for hold breath, motorbike air control, and switched to the previous weapon. So, okay, so they actually added new keys for you to mash whenever you lose control over your motorbike and don't want to flip it. So if you want to maintain stable performance, that's basically what you ended up doing. So now we're on to the sound. Improved the sound of motorbikes. Added sound for door destruction effect. Okay, so we got that. And that's basically it for the sound. Alright, awesome. So now we're on to bug fixes. Now a lot of you actually do want to be a part for this, because there has been tons of bug fixes that have been added and done to the game. One has to be fix a bug that caused vehicles to spawn in garages constantly. Vehicles should be spawned at a higher rate in garages, but not at a 100% rate. They've also fixed an issue that disabled bullet tracing for SKS. They've also fixed the bug that caused the game client to crash when a flashbang goes off. They partially fixed the bug caused that caused a character to get stuck in terrain, buildings, and objects. They partially fixed a bug that caused vehicles to get stuck in buildings fenced to other vehicles. Alright, so that's pretty cool in a way. They've also partially fixed a bug that caused items to be unlootable. Well, this could be fixed by just dragging the item into your, your inventory, but that's just like a side fix. So if you guys ever run into that issue, press your tab button and just drag the item into your inventory. But again, this is just only a temporary fix. I know you guys just want to be able to press the hotkey button that belongs to picking up items. So, that's pretty much it. And, it's what it is. It's what it is. They've also fixed the bug that caused care packages to shake when falling. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but a lot of you have been wondering about that issue. Fix the bug that caused a throwable weapon to be thrown in a free look direction when not in the direction that the character is facing. So I'm guessing if you guys wanted to throw like a weapon, or if you guys wanted to get rid of something and you pretty much didn't appreciate the way that it was thrown because you wanted to throw it at your friend's face instead of it being thrown in the direction that you weren't looking, well, yeah, they fixed that for you. Fixed an issue where with two markers being visible when placing a marker in the airplane after placing it in the lobby. So I'm guessing you guys see double vision. You guys have like double vision. You guys mark your you guys do your pre-markings, like, in the lobby and stuff like that, and you guys say, hey man, let's go through this pre-rep, dude, and you guys mark where you have to go and stuff like that. Definitely they fixed that issue for you, so that way when you mark it in the lobby, you guys don't see it in the game. Fix the bug that caused a player icon to be doubled up on a minimap. I'm guessing that was a real issue. Fix the bug that caused the same color... Wait, what? Fix the bug that caused the same color for two teammate icons. So, I'm guessing, yeah. This issue I actually got to see with a couple of friends of mine. Basically, what would happen is that the color would be, like, say if I was the color red, my teammate would be also a color red. So if he would die, I actually, you guys would see the same color. Or if he was still alive but somewhere far away, again, you guys would still see the same color. So I'm glad that they fixed that. Fix the bug that caused the final play zone to be created over water. So a lot of you pretty much dislike the fact that because this is not gas but electric fence, like, it would make it slow and impossible for you to get through water. So yeah, they've also fixed that. Good to know. Fix the bug that sporadically muted the rain sound. So eventually you guys were seeing like tons of issues with rain and stuff like that. So good to know that they got that improved. Significantly, and it's they migrated an issue that allowed players in a closed house to be killed by the red bomb zone. So, okay, alright, so I'm glad that they fixed this. I pretty much had this issue from the beginning, and this issue has to do with you hiding in a house when, you know, when you're in the mortar zone, or the bombing zone, whatever you might want to call it. You guys eventually take cover in a house, and what would end up happening is that if you were protected in a house, um, what would happen was that pretty much you end up getting bombed. You would get bombed. You know, that's basically it. Fix the bug that caused animation not to stop when using a consumable. So eventually, you would have a teammate revive you, and what would end up happening is that when you drink a Red Bull, or when you use a first aid kit, what will eventually happen is that um, yeah, your animation would still continue. Fix the bug that caused the characters experience the damage effect at a random rate. Uh, yeah, this is pretty much new to me. I have no idea. Fix the bug that caused all teammates to enter the revive state when one teammate is hit by a bomb in a red zone. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing when your teammate got bombed and stuff like that, all of you would get on your knee and pray that your teammate doesn't die, and it's just weird. I don't know. And eventually this would affect people who would be in a vehicle as well. Fix the bug that caused the revive gauge not to disappear when the character is being revived is disconnected. So eventually, if your teammate, if you or your teammate pretty much enter a revive state and one of you rage quits, eventually what would happen is that the person who was trying to revive you is stuck in a revive state. Fix the bug that caused the sound volume of the UMP with the silencer to be too low. Now, damn, this was actually a good one, but I'm glad that they actually got that fixed. Fix the bug that caused throwable items not to drop when switching to the other weapon. Now I'm guessing this was like a really huge issue, and I don't know what to say, but yeah, fixed. Fix the bug that caused a character oh wait. Fixed a bug that caused the trace effect not to disappear when after using a throwable weapon. Okay. New to me, but I guess okay. Fix the bug where removing a pin from the grenade was cancelled by changing the throwing posture. So I'm guessing once you pull the pin on the grenade, eventually what would happen is that you change the way you were standing, and pretty much you decided to give yourself a second chance and put the pin back into the grenade where that was pretty fun. Alright, I guess. They've also fixed an issue with the compass that does not point. So eventually the compass was pretty much revamped. If you were facing north, you weren't really facing north, you were facing another direction. So I'm guessing the needle didn't really tell you the truth on where you were facing, but eventually not a lot of you have noticed. And even including myself when playing with teammates, usually I would scream out, hey man, there's shots coming out, north 330, but we weren't really facing north. So glad that they got that settled. Added a character animation for when dragging an item into the inventory. What? Oh, okay. I had to look at this myself. Okay, I see it now. So basically, there are a lot of you that decided that, you know, I don't like picking up items with the regular hotkey. I have to say that this is pretty much not. Um, this is something I don't. This is unorthodox. You know, why do you drag an item to your inventory when pretty much you can click the hotkey that pertains to you picking up an item? Some of you actually explained to me that this was pretty much that's normal, that it's a lot faster for you to go ahead and drag an item to your inventory. So you know, a lot of you say, hey, it's just a lot faster to drag the item into your inventory instead of clicking it. So I guess, okay. Yeah. And that's basically it for all of the bugs, fixes, new added content, and all of that good stuff. I mean, honestly, this was pretty much a long one, but it had to be done, you know. Even the video is pretty long, but you know, it's basically all that's there. All of these bug fixes, all of these improvements into the game has actually been added, and I can't wait to like see the VSS in action. So far, you know, I've seen a lot of the gameplay, and I have to say it's awesome. Even right now, look. You guys see this? You guys seeing this? So let's go ahead and crouch. This guy is so gonna get killed right now. Even my cat thinks so too. He's like, I see him. Alright, so definitely I hope to see you guys in game, and you know, when it comes to it, let's see what happens. Alright, I do see some animation going on. Where is he? Oh, he's right there. Too bad I don't have a freaking grenade to like actually get this done just right. Whoa! I was shooting inside the house and it still didn't want to go through. Like, what? Wow! I got killed with an SKS by somebody else because he had a rifle. He had the M416. But that's about it. My potato aim is gonna get improved, and hopefully it gets bug fixed at the process. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the full and animated updates that are in the game. Definitely can't wait to try out the new VSS, and I hope to, you know, see you guys in game. But till then, again, don't forget to rate, don't forget to subscribe, do leave a like if you like all of the improvements that have been done to the game. If you guys want to see more improved updates, definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think should be improved in the game. But till then, I hope to see you guys in game and in battle. See you then. Peace.